Technology, business, multimedia, wellness and health, events, reviews, and more. Lifehakx. This is Mary Collins from Lifehakx Media, and I have the pleasure to have Soraya Ladner online with me today from the Gay Beggars Theatre Group. Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. Thanks so much for having me.
It's a pleasure. I mean, first of all, I've enjoyed watching the Gay Beggars Theatre Group now for quite a few years. For like the last 2 or 3. And you guys always amaze me with the performances that you put together. And now, especially at a time where we're not allowed to meet up, only a certain group of, what is it, like 6 people maximum, and outdoors and 6 feet apart. Kind of crazy times.
Changing all the time.
Right. So I'm going to let you go straight into it and tell everyone a little bit about your theater company and what you have planned at the minute.
With pleasure. So the Gay Beggars have upheld the tradition of staging at least one play in English for the past couple of decades. Mm-hmm. And of course, when the pandemic happened, that's kind of all went down the drain. And At first, everybody was kind of really overwhelmed with the situation. Mm-hmm. We had a really amazing production planned, and the lockdown came just about 1 week before we had premiere. And everybody was really, really depressed because we put in so much work and it would have been such a great production. Mm-hmm. But yeah, when we realized this is not going anywhere anytime soon, we started to kind of spitball ideas about how we could still make stuff happen. We started out by doing play readings online, mm-hmm. which were basically just a couple of the beggars, whoever had time, family and friends.
Yeah, I volunteered. That was great fun.
Yeah, you were amazing.
Thank you. I never stop acting. Yeah, so it was wonderful.
Yeah, eventually then a friend of mine, Adrian, he had the idea of adapting a Shakespeare play, who are, of course, open to be adapted as however one pleases, mm-hmm. for Zoom. And of course, that's not that easy because plays live from motion, from moving around, from
costumes, from lighting,
from everything. The contact of the actors with the audience. That's something that you cannot really have that much on screen, mm-hmm. especially as a lay group, if you don't have all the resources to have a great,
And explain to our audience a little bit about the Gay Beggars. I mean, who are they made up of? Is this university students? Is this local people? What would you say your troupe consists of mostly?
Well, there's a couple of students. I mean, the Gay Beggars got founded as a group of students in a drama class. Actually, a teacher wanted to give students the experience of acting the stuff that they were reading. Mm-hmm. And that was just a seminar, but it kind of turned into an independent group. We are still based at the English Seminar of the University of Basel, mm-hmm. but we are not directly sponsored. Like, we do not get funding from the university. We do get like a couple of perks from them, like we get to use the space there. We can use it for rehearsal. We can use it for the shows. Right. And we get an amazing amount of support from them. But mm-hmm. there's so many people in the group who are not students. So we're not really a student group.
Right.
That's just basically our origins.
Yeah. And speaking of funding, I mean, that was also really important, having the ability to charge for tickets and for people to go. And now we have to convince people that things may change forever. Let's hope not. But while we are online, we need to figure ways to support our artists, our theaters, our actors. So I think this is, in a way, kind of an interesting way to open up your theater group to the world internationally. Yeah, because anyone can, in theory, once they have emailed you guys and told you that they're joining you to watch online, anyone in the world can now watch your performances. Maybe
Yeah,
even be part
that's
of them.
that's really true. People like usually we are really just based in Basel, but now we have actors who are acting from Zurich.
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
have some who are in between places, who are there at one
Hmm.
day and in Zurich another day. So it's it kind of added mobility to the whole group, even though we're not meeting. So it's kind of quite
Yeah.
interesting that way.
Yeah. So
We have
it's creative. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have people who texted us or like wrote us emails. Oh, I'm so happy to be watching you from the States. So that was
Right.
really cool. That's really cool.
So that's what's important is that people need to understand that yes, it's really frustrating, but it's so important to help finance this movement so that you can continue to reach out and affect people. And that's what your plays do. I have to say, like, you guys are fantastic actors. You really are. And I mean,
You.
obviously, I don't know if lighting and stuff, I don't know what your lighting technicians are doing now and your costuming people, but I'm sure that there will be ways that you will reinvent yourselves. They'll find a way for the lighting person to say, hey, everybody set your tone at this light, and hey, costume person, I'm sure that there will be ways during times like this. So with that, what are you working on online now?
Yeah, so Adrian adapted The Merry Wives of Windsor
Hmm.
for Zoom. And
Wow.
that's really cool because in order to make this work, our play is basically a theatre group that had planned the production and then got stopped by Corona. And now they try to pierce stuff together on Zoom. And it's actually, acting wise, it's probably quite a challenging play because all the actors are playing a character and they
Hmm.
play the actor who plays the character. And
Wow.
one of our actors, he has the amazing job of playing four parts at once. He's playing an actor who has three characters to play, so that
Wow.
adds up to four. So yeah,
Yeah.
he had a lot of work to do, but he did it so amazingly, Nathan. He was
That's
so great.
That's wonderful. So will there be costumes or are you guys going to just act in regular clothing? I mean, is there going to be a time period? I guess it's going to be a modern day take on Shakespeare.
It
So,
will be, but we had a problem. We have a fundus where we collect all the costumes from over the years. And usually it's an amazing resource. If
mhm.
start a new production, you go there, you look at all the stuff you have and you get inspired and you can figure out, oh, we only need like 5 pieces or whatever. Now, we
Mhm.
didn't have access to that because the university buildings were all closed down.
Mm.
So we kind of had to make do with what we could. We had people like bring in their own clothing. We like in the group there are so many creative people who have a lot
Mm.
of weird costumes that we kind of could share. We went
Mhm.
to thrift stores and bought stuff. I sewed a lot of headpieces myself
Wow.
from
Wonderful.
very very cheap headbands and
Mhm.
fake flowers.
Oh, well, this is really inspirational. And I think at a time like this, more than ever, we need to hold together and be the inspiration for the community so that people can see that there are ways to move forward, even in the most challenging aspects of life, like, I mean, theater, performance, communicating across the waves. So
Yeah,
perfect.
our actors did such an amazing job because it was also a very new experience for them, and everybody just brought in so much energy, so much passion, so much willingness to try this out and make it happen. I'm so, so, so glad for our cast and our crew and our technicians. I mean, our technicians are crazy busy during this play.
Right. I was going to say, how are you balancing out? What are the technicians doing? Are they working on the sound quality so that the sound quality is equal everywhere? Are you guys working with the same mics, the same headphone sets? I mean, how is that working out?
Because we do not have a really huge budget, we tried to make the best of what people have. Some people who were like, oh, I always wanted to buy a better headset. I'm going to buy just one now. So I have one. So a lot of people just brought in their own stuff. But our technicians are mainly moving people around in the sense of that they change the names. So the audience knows who is the person portraying at the moment, because as I said, there's one actor who is playing like 4 parts.
Right. So you're gonna have like little titles at the bottom sort of thing? Is that what the technician's gonna do? Okay.
Also, Zoom has the option to enable closed captions.
Okay.
So there will be stuff happening in the closed captions in the sense of people texting each other. This is also done by text. Yeah, because it's kind of, we thought we have to do something with all the features that we have.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
See what we can do with them and use stuff in a way it's not intended to, but it's more fun that way.
Absolutely.
They're doing sound sharing, they're doing screen sharing, they are turning on and off people's camera depending on whether they are on or off screen.
Okay, so you've got actual use for the technicians as well. That's great.
They're doing an amazing job. I mean, this whole thing would really not work without them.
Well, it will definitely be an experiment for you guys, but I think it will also be a good test for some of the applications that we're being forced to use now, whether we like it or not. I mean, I'm still a bit leery of Zoom. Skype is going to drop, like a million times. So I think that their work won't even be done afterwards. I don't know if you're recording the performances, but I find that with a lot of these online things, you think you've recorded everything really well, and then you check, and then the sound drops. So there's a whole, if you need help with that, let me know. I've been through it for last year.
Thank you so much.
Why work harder when you can work smarter and live better? Lifehakx.
When are you going to have your shows?
We're gonna have premiere on the 7th of May, which is pretty soon.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah, we are kind of like
exciting
in the last couple of rehearsals. And then we're gonna have shows at the 9th, the 11th, the 13th, and the 15th of May.
Okay.
All of them at 8 p.m. and the one on the 9th of May at 5 p.m.
Okay, guys, so that's 8 p.m. Central European time.
Exactly.
And if someone is watching from abroad, or if someone is watching from Switzerland, what do they need to do? Because you guys have limited spaces with each performance, correct?
Yeah, kinda, but our limited spaces are 500 people.
Wow.
The uni
That's wonderful.
supported us. They gave us access to a webinar version of Zoom.
Okay, cool.
So we can have kind of a bigger audience, and also we can do different things to make this actually work, so that there's no interference from the audience in the play unless when asked for.
Oh, that's amazing. So do you think you guys are like the first to do this? I mean, I don't know of any big theater doing this. So this is like, I know that you could do virtual museum tours, and you could do, you could watch older theater plays. There were different theater groups offering this, but do you feel that you guys might be the first to do something like this?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe other people had the same idea, but I haven't heard of anyone who does it. It's kind of also basically, when we started this, we were like, okay, we're going to try to make this happen. But we really have to take into consideration that it just might not work. Okay.
Well, you got to give it a try.
Yeah.
And you've got how many? 5 performances to make.
5%.
Exactly. I'll be there at every one. So what people need to do? Yeah. So what people need to do, first of all, you're still taking donations, right?
We are.
Okay, so is there any kind of limit to what you're hoping to get, and where do people go to pay something towards your most excellent adventure?
In order to kind of show people what we are doing, we plan to do more Zoom plays later on. We thought we make the first one on donation basis. So everybody can give as much as they want to. And if somebody feels like, oh, I really want to watch this, but I lost my job due to Corona, and whatever, we will also give out the link to them. They just need to email us, because we don't like people just passing on the links. That
Yes,
would
of course.
end up being confusing. So what you
Right.
can do is go to our website, which is gaybeggars.com. And there is a support us section where you can click on our Ko-fi link. We have a Ko-fi set up. You can pay there with PayPal, but if somebody doesn't like using PayPal, of course, they can also just send us an email, and we will give them our bank details so they can support us however much they want.
Okay. And of course, they can check you out on Lifehakx, that's with a K and an X.com, because we will put up all of your links and relevant information as well. And you are on, of course, Instagram and Facebook and the usual. Are you on Facebook?
Yeah, we are on Facebook.
Okay,
Like I
'cause I was
said,
gonna say,
I
I
don't
follow you
think
on
many
Instagram.
people
That sounds
follow
so
us
cool.
there, because people are not really on Facebook anymore.
Who's
but
on
we still
Facebook?
are.
Yeah, no. Once again, people, Gay Beggars, based in Basel in Switzerland, will be doing online performances for you to enjoy wherever in the world you may be. With that, I'm going to say thank you, Soraya. Much support you. I will definitely be there at your premiere, and I will definitely spread the word. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Best top expert tips and hacks to make your life better. Lifehakx. Stay tuned to Radio X and check out some of our upcoming top hacks and show guests on lifehakx.com.